in Whitehall, Wisconsin. It is 11 o'clock, which means it's time for Open House with Hansen Real Estate Group.
It's time for the open house on WHTL.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent?
You're joking, right? I don't joke about real estate.
With the Hansen Real Estate Group.
I never understood why people are so afraid to eat at an open house.
I know. The open house starts right now.
Every Wednesday here on WHCL, we have Open House with Hansen Real Estate Group, where we talk a little bit of real estate. Today I'm being joined by Jacob Lallemont. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Not bad. How are you? Ready for the big Labor Day weekend?
Yes, I am.
Hard to believe it's Labor Day. The summer just is gone.
Yeah, no kidding. It really flew by.
It's going to be hunting season before you know it.
Very soon here.
That's right. Are you gearing up for that?
Yes, sir. Always am.
I bet. I know a lot of people are getting ready for that, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of deer around right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, you want to talk today about auctions versus conventional listings. My first question, how do you determine whether you want to do something conventional or through auction? Is there like a reason or a formula, or how does that work?
Yeah, so, and I mean, it really starts, Mark, with, obviously talking to somebody that does both, right? So, obviously it's something that we do quite a few times a year, both conventionally and at auction. There's a lot of properties that fit. There's obviously hunting and farmland. It's been a great way to sell at auction. You get estate deals that need a simple offer that works great for them, and even commercial residential properties or something unique that maybe doesn't have a lot of comparables. So there's a lot of properties that kind of fit into that auction method. Basically, if you're looking for a simple as-is offer, I mean, it's kind of a great way to go.
What are the benefits of selling a property at auction versus a conventional listing?
Yeah, so, just like we touched on there, so the property will sell at auction as is with no contingencies. So, you're not waiting for inspections or different contingencies, stuff like that. It's going to be a simple offer, ready to go, head to the closing table, and it establishes true market value for your property, Mark. Like we talked about, so maybe it's a unique property that doesn't quite have a lot of comparables because there's just not many similar ones in this area. You can really establish a fair market of what that property is worth by taking it to auction.
Now, I've noticed on your website, there's a lot of acreages that are always up for auction and so on. What types of property work best?
Yeah, so, it's definitely a variety. Like I said, you kind of hit the nail on the head there, that acreage. I mean, farm and hunting land does wonderful at auction. A lot of estate properties where maybe they don't know a lot about the house or, whatever the condition is, that is a great fit as well. And just, like I said, kind of anybody that's looking for that as-is simple offer that's ready to close, a lot of different properties fit the auction method.
So, and by the way, being involved in an auction on Hansen Real Estate is easy. All they have to do is go to the website.
Yeah, we try and keep it simple for people. You just got to register an account, and even if you need help with that, we can help you out there. So.
And placing bids is not hard either. Once you're logged in and signed in like any other website, you can go ahead and place your bid and go accordingly.
That's right. Yep.
I guess my thought would be, what are the upsides? Are there any risks to doing an auction opposed to a conventional sale?
I mean, sure, there definitely always is. I mean, for say if the auction doesn't, maybe bring what you were hoping for, I mean, there is that potential, right? So there is that kind of deal. For the most part, it's been a good method for us, a good method for our sellers to market properties. Anytime you sell a property, it doesn't come without risks, but that's what we're here to help with, so.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but with an auction, if you don't get the money you want, you don't have to sell.
That's correct. Yep. So the seller has the option to, reject, counter, or accept the offer. So there's still opportunity for negotiation if someone may need. But like I said, more often than not, knock on wood, we've been able to move them without any sort of negotiation. Just kind of the high bid, and we roll on. So
best way to find out is to talk to a realtor.
Yeah, without question, we're here to help. So,
Are you finding that more and more people are going the auction method? Does that seem to become more common now than it was, say, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago?
And I think to certain extents here, we're seeing, just overall stats across, this area and several other areas around. There's a lot more days on market for properties. And so, when people, want to get an offer and get moved on with this property, it's been a good method because the one thing you can guarantee with an auction is there will be an offer. Like we talked about there, maybe it's not the number you're necessarily looking for, but you're going to get an offer at the end of the auction. So,
all right, well, you've got some properties you want to talk about today, so looks like some good ones.
Yeah, some really good ones, Mark. So we're starting off in Arcadia on Pleasant Ave there. We have a move-in ready 3-bed, 2-bath home. It's close to the schools. It's close to the Wannick Center, Memorial Park. Recently renovated kitchen. It's got a nice garage space and a carport, so plenty of storage. And it's been reduced here from $215 down to $205. This is definitely a beautiful house in Arcadia that's ready to go.
What a great location, too. And I can imagine that properties in Arcadia probably go fairly quickly.
Yeah, definitely. They certainly do, and that's this is one that's available. There's not a lot of inventory in Arcadia, and we got one today here for you. That, like I said, it's a really neat property that's ready to go.
That looks like it, and move-in ready. You really can't beat that, in a great location. And then you've got a couple of others as well. Yeah.
So the next one we got here is on Wayne Street in Independence, Mark, and this is one you really got to see to appreciate everything about it. Just another one that's got some great remodeling work done to it. It's on a large double lot. It almost feels like you're out in the country, even though you're in town. Just a neat property, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, and only listed at $215,000 right now.
Wow, that's a big house for that kind of money.
Yes, it is.
And then you've got one more.
Yeah, that's right, down in Wamedy. So we want to talk about limited inventory. It's not often you get a chance at one on the market here. 4-bed, 2-bath home, a lot of remodeling work done to it. It's got, the American Waterworks beaver system, a new Lennox furnace, and a lot more great features. And, like we said, not a lot of availability in Wamedy there, and we're at $224,900.
And that includes a beaver system, which is really good.
Yeah, that is not a cheap unit to put in. No. So,
and if you've got a lower level or a basement, that's always a good thing to have.
100%.
Yeah, those are very handy. And you're right, Wamedy, you don't see many properties listed out in Wamedy.
No, you don't. It's a rare opportunity. If you're looking in that area, it can be a long time before something pops up, and we have got a great one down there right now.
Now, all of these are conventional listings, is
That's
that right?
correct, yep.
Okay. So you can find them on the website, and Jacob, you'll also see them on our Facebook page, because obviously we're going to put them up as we're talking with Jacob. You can check out that video live. If people want to contact you, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah, call or text me anytime at my number, which is 608-863-3928. I'm happy to help.
All right, Jacob Lallemont with Hansen Real Estate Group Open House. Thank you, Jacob. Always good to see you. Who's in next week? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe we got Jamie coming up next week here, Mark, and
right.
Good to see you as well.
Good deal. And if I don't get to talk to you beforehand, happy hunting this year.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
All right, Jacob Lallemont, Hansen Real Estate Group with a little open house here on WHDL.